this is a tech play because, of SoftBank and of OpenAI and of Microsoft and of Oracle. How many of these companies are health or pharmacy companies?
They're all connected to them. They're all connected to them in so many different ways.
But how many of them are actually...
Zero.
Then why are they developing this?
Well, there are many people who love Bill Gates and say, hey, Bill Gates, you are a tech genius, and because you're a tech genius, you can also tell me what to put in my body. Because you're a tech genius. You're a Bill Gates, you have all the solutions. So people look at that stuff and they eat it up.
And this is a tech play.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Then, as a venture capitalist, if you invest $500 billion...
I better be getting 10x, 20x on my return.
Yeah, what kind of return do you expect? Over 5-6 years of investment. What do you want on that money?
For that much money, 20 to 50x on my return.
Trillions of dollars.
Brother, if I'm putting $500 billion in, I better get 10, 20x easy. Table
They're
stakes.
like, oh, it's $500 billion. So, no, they're not trying to generate $500 billion back and break even. They want to do a 10, 20, 50x on that investment.
Sure.
Do you know how many of these mRNA shots they have to give in order to get that money back? It means they're expecting to give it to everybody
on the planet. It kind of reminds me of that one SAR on X who was like, I was so mad at you guys talking about the pooflingers.
SAR!
What are you guys talking about? My Indian compatriots, we helped ensure that the Fauci juice was spread to over 100 million people. It's like, you're just admitted to helping spread poison to the rest of the world?
You're proving our point.
I know, that's what you wrote. You're like, bro, you're proving our point, bro. He didn't say a whole lot after that. SAR.
They want to give it to everyone because that's the only way the economics of this works.
Of course. You have to give it to everyone. You have to make money back.
And, say it's actually a good thing. Because what they want to do is they want to use AI to scan your body, scan your biometrics, scan your blood, and create custom mRNAs for each person individually saying this is good for you. Meaning they're not going to test it on every single person because everyone gets a different one. You don't know what you're getting.
I'm waiting for the logic behind the good idea here.
But what if...
There's nothing good that you've said so far.
What if this is... Because what they're going to tell us and what they're telling us is this is breakthrough technology. This is great for humanity. This is good for everyone. And when people say trust science, trust a plan, trust these people, there's a plan, whatever. Okay. If it is good, I still will not accept it until they admit the first was bad.
Ooh, well played. Well played.
If you can't admit that the first round of them was bad, you cannot expect us to trust that the second round is any better. You have to accept the fact that the first round of the Fauci juice was not good, that it was not successful, that it did not do what it was supposed to do, that it did not stop anyone from getting COVID, which is what we were told it would do, that it did not create, blood clots, that it did not. You need to prove to us, at least acknowledge the fact that something there was wrong. If you're going to tell us that it was perfect, that's bullshit. And I cannot, in good faith, trust you for the second round when you refuse to admit the failure of the first.
So here's my counter argument. It was perfect. It did work as intended. So what they're saying is not wrong. They're just not telling you what that perfect means. They did. They made this. They did the tests. They knew that when they did the placebo test, and we saw the documentation that it hurt more people in that placebo tests than ever before in any of the other research of other Fauci juices out there. And so they knew the intended purpose was to maim, harm, and kill humans. So when they look at you in the eye on that TV and say, it was perfect, it worked as intended, we as sheeple hear that and say, well, it seems like it killed a lot of people, so it actually really failed. No, they're not lying, Matt. It worked as designed. The purpose was depopulation. And so for them, remember, part of the Masonic plan is they have to tell you what they're going to do before they do it.
I don't think you can say the depop word.
Let's bleep that out. Sorry for the edit. It's part of the deleting individuals from the timeline. That was the purpose. So it was perfect. it did work, Matt. And this new mRNA technology is even more effective. So when they say it's more effective and it works and it's tailored to your needs, that means what they're really saying is we know exactly how this thing is going to infect you, maim, harm, and hurt you. We know exactly how to tailor it to you now because we have Larry Ellison, we have the half Japanese, half Korean, Gook, and we have the rapist.
Grapist.
We have the grapist on his sister who are going to lead us into the techno future.
It is wild that this is a thing. And people will say, no, like, I've heard this argument. Tell me what you think about this argument.
You look so pained.
It's like the most bullshit argument. They say the vaccines were necessary, and without the vaccines, then the states would have locked everyone down and put them in like concentration camps. So actually, the vaccines were a good thing because it stopped the bringing of people and putting them in camps. Because of the vaccines, it prevented that. That's the argument.
Oh, so the argument is we chose the lesser of two evils.
Isn't that the argument of all politics?
Pretty much.
Because everyone will say, well, what are you going to do? You're going to vote for Kamala? Okay, fine.
Fine. Yeah, fair enough. It is the argument for most politics, for sure, choosing the lesser of two evils. But in this regard, there is no winner. You choose the lesser of two evils, you're still fucked. That is the problem, is that they are creating policies, procedures, and constraints around us humans that no matter where you go, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because you got Karen who's going to self-police and turn you in and say that you're not, putting the face diaper on. You're not distancing 6 feet. This type of nonsense. We have so many people in America and around the world that are still not unplugged, Matt. They will eat it hook, line, and sinker. They will put the triple diaper on their face, and they will gladly accept. As we saw, some will actually tattoo the manufacturer of their Fauci juice on their arm. You've seen that, right? You haven't seen that? You haven't? Will, go Google right now, like Pfizer tattoos. Yeah. I'm sure you're going to find them. People actually love this stuff. They love the Fauci juice.
It's pretty wild because another comment I got was that I don't care because I'm not going to get it. That's the argument of I'm not doing anything illegal, so they can read all my texts. They can see everything, man. I got nothing to hide. Bullshit. You don't want the government in your bedroom. Period. Full stop. You don't want the government in your bedroom. It is an extremely selfish argument.
Yes, deeply.
Because maybe you won't. But somebody you love and care about will.
Yes.
And the only way to prevent that, and people say, no, they wouldn't. No, they will because they did.
Yeah.
The propaganda machine will ramp up because, again, they will invest billions of dollars to propagandize you that this is important, that this is going to save the future, that you have to do this, that you're going to save grandma. This is the only way to save grandma is that you all take this shot. You don't want to kill your neighbors, do you? You don't want to kill your loved ones, do you? You don't want to hurt those around you, do you? Think about grandma.
Think about grandma.
Take the shot.
You're right.
And they will ramp that up to 110%. And a huge segment of society will say, well, do you know what? I'm thinking about grandma. I want to do it. Because that's what happened last time.
It's exactly what happened last time.
And somebody you love, somebody you care about will believe it and they will do it.
I like
Why?
this.
Because they've done it before.
Yes.
You can't say they won't. They've done it.
They broke once.
And it's almost not their fault because of propaganda and fear porn and dangling grandma's life in front of you is the most evil thing they can do, and they've done it.
Oh, yeah.
And to trust those people again is fucking crazy.
I love this conversation so much, man. I love it so much. And I hope that everyone out there in the Free Thinker Army, in Discord, Telegram, Instagram, wherever you are, send this video to your homies. Send it to your families. And let me, the reason why I like this so much, Matt, is because we are telling you to not do it. Like, this is a public service announcement worthy, like, first 15 minutes of our talking. There's not enough people that are willing to just call it for what it is, Matt. It was poison. We were played as suckers. We got psychologically impaired. We got psyoped. Like, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
So thank you, Matt, for your passion about this. Thank you, Matt, for the way that you communicate it. I hope everyone's listening. We cannot accept this again. And I say this with all the restraint that I have. I hope to Jesus that it doesn't happen.
Yes.
But the fact remains, Matt, probably going to happen.
The only way to even attempt to prevent it from happening is that people need to talk about it every single day.
And choose the line today. It's too late when they're dangling grandma in front of you.
Yeah.
You haven't made the decision. You're under duress. You're under stress. And we all know that we make our best decisions when we're highly emotional, right? So, make the decision now where you're cogent, you're cognitively not impaired, and you do not have the pressure of grandma in front of you. Make the decision now of what you're going to do. If they say you got to take the new Fauci juice, the answer is no. The answer is no.
And
the answer is no.
And any creator, any commentator, anyone out there saying,
no, I like where you're going with this.
Let's just wait and see what happens, or they refuse to talk about it, or no, there's a plan, or they make any sort of excuse to justify this action, fuck them.
They're compromised.
They are 100% compromised.
Compromised.
Because every single person knows in their heart this is a bad idea. And anyone that has a voice, has the ability to reach people, if they're quiet and silent on this issue, or they justify this issue, they are highly compromised. Delete them, block them, get rid of them, because they do not deserve your time. They do not deserve your attention, and they are a part of the system.
And they're part of the problem.
Yes.
I love this so, Matt.
Silence is compliance.
Preach on, brother. Preach
You cannot
on.
let this happen.
Preach
and the
on.
only way that we even have a sliver of a chance to stop it is if people make enough public uproar about this that it forces President Trump to react.
I love it.
Because if everyone says, no, we don't want this, and there's a huge unanimous no throughout the entire country, and Trump refuses to even acknowledge it or look at it or goes on with it, regardless of what people say, then Trump for sure is compromised. It's proof. Thanks for watching the clip. If you want to see the full episode, click here. If you want to see more clips, click here.